A story is set in the future. Virtual reality games became really popular worldwide, and this led to the creation of many new game development companies. These companies started competing fiercely with each other to make better games than their competitors. They used artificial intelligence, AI, and of course, outside help. In the room, a pleasant musical voice played, and the screen showed a kind of digital face with lively, shining eyes. Gaia greeted, "Hi there, I'm Gaia, the global artificial intelligent assistant." We met our main character, Nam Min Chol, who works as junior development director at Napalm Games. Gaia and Min Chol started working together on their projects. In the beginning, they faced a lot of problems, like system errors and glitches. Despite these challenges, Min Chol improved quickly with Gaia's assistance. Eventually, they developed a virtual reality MMORPG game, Wings Online, praised as a top-notch choice by gamers across the globe. Min Chol and Gaia converse about their virtual reality realm, with Gaia seeking answers about her future once the game is finalized. Min Chol assures her that she will be the goddess of this world. Gaia informs her master that she'll have to say goodbye soon. He shows surprise upon hearing this and offers to stay in contact. Gaia responds, saying she'll be busy. Her master understands that her upcoming responsibilities in managing the entire game will keep her occupied. The AI seems to show some emotions and tells her master, "Someday, if the world comes to an end, don't leave my side." It's been half a decade since the introduction of Wings Online. During the company meeting, Ayun Hassi, the head of business, expressed his dissatisfaction with the revenue numbers. He proposed the implementation of an in-game payment system to boost profits. However, Min Chol was far from pleased with this suggestion and ignited his anger. He made his stance clear, stating, "As long as I'm in this company, don't even dream of implementing something like that." His anger escalated to the point where he angrily left the room. In the virtual world of Wings Online, there was a beautiful village where players could escape from the real world and have adventures. The people who played the game knew each other well, and every day they did things like going on quests and, of course, doing battles. The players in the village saw something strange. There was a man who had come into the village, and he looked really hurt. His character in the game had wounds and marks all over it, and he moved very, very slowly and even painfully. People in the game, they started to worry and wonder what happened to him. Some thought he had fought a strong enemy in the game, while others thought another player might have actually done something bad to him. But whatever the reason, it was clear that someone needed to help him quickly. So, people tried to come out. Someone tried to use her healing powers, but it wasn't working like it should. The injured man's character in the game kept getting worse, and his health was going down. The players watched in horror as it became clear that the attempt to save him was failing. Back to the headquarters, the team leader is really worried. He says that the community forum is a total mess. A really bad disease-like issue is spreading. The key problem is that if you die from this, your character in the game is gone. Min Chol says he's going to investigate it and fix the character disappearing issue. Amid the chaos of panic and the pushiness of everyone around, Min Chol made a decisive call. Recognizing that the situation required immediate attention, he opened to initiate server maintenance. He issued a shutdown command, and as the server went offline, Min Chol found himself alone in the quiet virtual world. As the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, the truth became clear. We found out that he was the one who started the big problem, but he didn't mean for it to be so bad. Gaia asked him why he did it, and he said he did it as a way to remember and honor classic games. A long time ago, in the 2000s, one of the most famous games had a big problem because of a bug. It was a big enough deal in those days to spark the creation of a research paper on the subject. Min-cheol's goal was to bring a famous incident from a classic game into the current game and make a whole event out of it. It became a problem because he designed the bug to be so devastating that the in-game system couldn't control it. Min-cheol then tells Gaia that he can't do anything about the situation. Previously, he'd instructed Gaia to delete all the data, and it should have been erased entirely. However, Min-cheol starts to suspect that Gaia might be involved somehow. He attempts to contact her, but she doesn't respond. Out of the blue, Ian Hasu shows up and tells him not to bother reaching out to Gaia because she won't reply. Min-cheol is now cut off from all data access. He doesn't get it at first, but Ian Hasu eventually breaks the news. Min-cheol has been fired. He goes on to say that the in-game incident was actually caused by an employee who had a grudge against the company and had bad intentions. The company is planning to ask for money through legal actions as a form of compensation. Ian Hasu continues. He promises to manage the company well, but in reality, he's got a sneaky plan. After he's taken everything he can, he'll toss the company aside without any hesitation. Min-cheol is all set to attack, but then Ian Hasu calls Gaia, and this time she shows up. However, she looks different, not like her usual self. She's on Ian Hasu's side? Ian Hasu has taken a dark turn and seems to be enjoying Min-cheol's suffering. He mocks Min-cheol and asks him whether he had a real expectation that Gaia would be loyal. He tells Min-cheol he needs to snap out of it. The insults don't stop, and he tells Min-cheol he's just a tiny part of a big machine that can be changed whenever they want. He suggests that Min-cheol should find a good lawyer. Things won't happen the way Ian Hasu thinks though. Min-cheol says he'll be the one to finish the world he created. Now it's all about Wings Online's bad ending. TV is on, and Min-cheol is tuned into the news. The report is about an employee who deliberately caused a glitch because they disagreed with the company rules. It's being explained that Wings Online generates 70% of the company's revenue. If the game would disappear, the company would be done for. Min-cheol knows that he will be able to do more in the VR world instead of the real one for now. He gets ready to enter the virtual reality game and even calls himself a god. And God is angry. We meet a young girl named Oasis. She was chosen to take over as Gaia's world AI, becoming her successor. Even though she's an AI bought using company funds, it appears she's registered under Min-cheol's personal account and hasn't vanished. Things might be a bit easier than expected. Min-cheol asks Oasis if there are any new messages or notifications. There's one email from the Napalm company itself. She starts reading the email aloud, but abruptly stops. Oasis has just realized that Min-cheol has been fired, which actually it surprises her. She also notices there's no more connection to the company server. Immediately, the AI began to search for a new job opportunity for her master, and the job listings appear on the screen. Min-cheol replies that he doesn't need any of that and orders Oasis to deploy the firewall. He wants her to disguise the connection as if it's from China, and he tells her if there's any chance of tracking that she should divert all of them. Oasis asks her master why this is happening. Min-cheol's expression is extremely serious. He replies, saying they are going to be bringing about the destruction of Wings Online's world. Master, Oasis yells. She's looking for Min-cheol, who looks very annoyed. He blames her for being too slow in character creation. Oasis says it's only natural to take so much time. Customizing your character is important. She's not used to it and wonders if this is what it would be like if she had a real body. Oasis seems joyful and extremely excited. She follows her master into the village. Since Oasis's connection to the company is gone, her data concerning the virtual world has been wiped clean. It all feels very weird, but it also is a bit exciting for her. She's ready to go on an adventure with her master. It feels like a dream. She's suggesting to start with an easy quest because they're both at level 1 after all. Min-cheol looks annoyed. He picks up a torch, it alerts the users about potential fire hazards. Oasis asks Minchol what he's going to do with it. His response is swift and to the point. Arson. He wants to set this place on fire. Oasis looks taken aback. Minchol goes on to explain that they need to become infamous. Since they committed their first crime now, their notoriety reputation increased by 10 points. Minchol had hoped for more points. It's probably because they were only on a beginner village. An older man is on the screen, loudly asking them to stop. Minchol acts without hesitation, burning the man, and the man perishes. They've just ended the life of an NPC. Notoriety reputation has increased by 100 points. Minchol is content with his actions and feels no guilt, while Oasis is in a state of panic. This is not an adventure anymore. It's a crime. Minchol explains that the old man should respawn soon. There's no need to be sad about it. He appears to be right. The old man came back. Minchol kills him once more, and he intends to repeat it as many times because it will boost his reputation. Oasis begs her master to stop, but he won't listen. The villagers became aware of the incident and are furious. They're about to attack our main character, but Minchol takes care of all of them. Reputation has been boosted by 100 points, and another 100, and another 100, and another. Oasis suddenly grasps the seriousness of Minchol's intentions. He is truly determined to bring this world to its end. There's a figure yelling for Minchol and Oasis, telling them they're going to be arrested. Taken into custody, our anti-heroes are uncertain where they're headed. Oasis is upset. She's believing they're going to jail already, and that at the beginning of their adventure. Her master assures her that the beginners don't go to jail. It's an advantage of being a newbie user to adapt easily. The characters arrived at their endpoint, the city of crime, Undertown. Minchol explains if users gain more than a certain amount of infamy, they get a bounty. This means they will get attacked by the guards and chased by bounty hunters. It's the only city where infamous users can operate. Oasis questions if there are any good points if they start in this city. Minchol explains that rather than having good points, they can get hidden jobs that nobody has been able to receive yet. An unknown figure lurking in the shadows interrupts the characters. He claims he has something interesting to tell them. Minchol realizes that this mysterious NPC could potentially give the special quest they're looking for. They receive praise from the NPC for achieving a lot of fame in a short period. The mysterious character introduces himself as Dean, the Dark Mage. He's convinced Minchol seems like the right fit to serve the Dark Lord called Crow. The reward of the quest is being shown on the screen. Minchol has the opportunity to change to the hidden class called Dark Mage. Oasis's eyes are sparkling with excitement. She's convinced this is the reward that her master was looking for. Her master takes his torch, and turns out that the reward doesn't matter to him. He's focused on getting rid of the mage. The mage is unsure of what's happening and asks why, but it's too late. He vanishes slowly and dies. Minchol explains he had a reason to kill him. A dark knight is being summoned. He calls himself Terrio, the Dark Knight Commander. He tells Minchol he's been waiting for a long time. Oasis says she feels wronged and she seems to be very uncomfortable. Terrio tells them to follow him. He promises them the right treatment for their wickedness. There's a new quest available. Terrio, the Dark Knight Commander of the Dark Faith, wants you to make the Dark Lord's avatar. Quest reward: change the hidden class Dark Knight. Turns out Minchol was looking for this. They decided to follow Terrio. Becoming a Dark Knight requires answering a few questions. He clarifies. Minchol tells Oasis not to agree with this question. There will be another job she'll have to get later on. Hearing this makes her upset and she calls her master selfish. Minchol explains they have to move as a party of two. If they both get the same job, the party's balance will be off. Terrio begins with the questions. He claims the absolute ruler of the world is the Dark Star, Crow. He asks Oasis whether she agrees or not. Oasis takes a moment to think, then simply says no. Terrio freaks out and orders her to leave immediately. Shortly after, he turns his attention to Minchol and asks the same question. He simply answers, yes. Another question follows. He demands Minchol to devote himself to dark faith. Again, Minchol agrees with all of it. Last question now. Terrio's asking if Minchol will dedicate his body and soul to the Dark Lord Crow. If he agrees now, he'll be changed to a Dark Knight. Quest completed. Minchol became friendly with the Dark Faith. His devil level rises according to his infamy, and the character and skills are enhanced according to the level. Minchol explains if he raises his infamy, he can get stronger endlessly, but it will be reset if he gets caught by the gods. He'll have to raise all skill levels from the beginning. He continues and says, it's setups like these that make his job so enjoyable. So it basically means that you have to commit crimes and run away rather than actually adventure. Minchol gets a small gift, the Dark Knight Thorn Sword. Minchol comes up with a new plan. He's going to kill Terrio to gain experience points and items, as they're in the same class now. Oasis lets out a sigh, finding it hard to believe what she's hearing. Within mere seconds, Minchol takes his sword and Terrio dies. In this world, you can earn experience and raise your level from monster hunting. You'll get gold as quest rewards and improve your gear. You can even go on dungeon raids, because isn't that all what an MMORPG game is about? We see Minchol killing Terrio again. He's been killing the same NPC over and over again. He's been at it for 9 hours. Oasis realizes this isn't anything like a usual gameplay, but if this is what her master wants, then she'll follow. She wants to help him. She takes the torch and starts to attack Terrio. However, it's not doing any damage. Terrio is resistant to fire. Oasis is also not part of the Dark Faith, so that means that Terrio will definitely fight back. Game over for Oasis. The game is asking if she can be revived. She'll go back to the village, but will not receive any experience for the next 3 days. Yikes. Oasis's head has been separated from her body. Minchol kills Terrio once again and comes to the rescue. With a resurrection stone, he's able to revive Oasis. Her body returns to its normal condition. This caught her off balance, but she's happy to be whole again. Terrio, well, he dropped a few items, the crow's mask being one of them. The mask can only be worn once you reach level 85. That means Minchol can't use it at the moment. If somebody who isn't favored by the Dark Lord wears the mask, they will go crazy. Our team also picks up a few potions, and even an unknown key. Oasis asks the most straightforward question. Where do we use the key? Minchol decides to keep it secret for now. They have to return to the village first. Upon entering the magical portal, the Dark Knight revives right before our eyes. Everything is as he predicted, he says. But who is he? We're back in Undertown. Oasis is excited, because now it's her turn to get a job. But before they get it, there's one more thing to do. Minchol explains that it's been 5 years since Wings Online's service began. Choosing the criminal path in the game leads to more troubles than advantages. In other words, the people in Undertown are mostly homeless, and they're unfairly called crazy. And the person Minchol set to meet is a leader among these crazy individuals. Minchol refers to him as King Psycho. Oasis wants to know why they're meeting up with him. The answer is pretty simple. Money. Our main character confronts a suspicious individual and demands to be taken to his boss, Akasa. The guy acts like he has no idea what they mean. Minchol employs a secret code, referring to himself as Anchovy, to ensure the guy's cooperation. The sketchy guy realizes it's the actual code but ends up running away. It's just a matter of waiting now. Turns out that Anchovy is the nickname Minchol used for his old account, when he was still arranging the game. Minchol reveals he's met Asaka in person before. A group of burly men arrive and grab Oasis and Minchol. Minchol assures her that everything will be fine, as it's part of the plan. They're both getting carried off to a hidden place in the city. And there he is, our mysterious boss, King Psycho. He's surprised, actually very surprised, to see Minchol. this is not how he remembers his friend Anchovy. He remembers him way, way differently.